Welcome to Worlds Unbound. Make sure to visit the story page on Royal Road to support the author, or to follow along. Link in the description. Video created with permission from author. The tutorial is Way Too Hard. By Palt. Chapter 11, F1, the fetal position. That's good. Yeah. I'm strong now. Way stronger than a leopard. Eat my ass, feline miscreant. Top, status, community. Prissy kitty princess. Human level 6. Strength 9. Agility 15. Stamina 16. Magic power 16. No level clear message, huh? Guess I really do have to climb up to the top of the hill. Tiredly, I push the leopard's body off of me. By this point, I think my entire outfit is brownish red. The blood I beat out of Let's Fraternize Together isn't visible anymore. What's the time? Top, status, community. 15 hours and 11 minutes. Day 30. The second attempt will begin in 0:08:49:00. 8 hours. 8 hours is a lot of time. Sure, it took me a couple of hours just to get to where the beasts attacked me, but this time I'll do it much faster. Super fast. Faster than anyone's ever seen anyone do it before. I just need to take a small rest. Gently, I curl up in a ball. The god of cowardice beams with pride. That thing again. Listen, I don't know what or who you are, but I'm not buying. God this, God that, I don't see you up on a cloud. This must be like with the cantos, in other words, complete horseshit. The god of cowardice looks around for a stick. He's doing what? The god of cowardice pokes you with a stick. Youch. That hurt, you bastard. What the heck was that for? The god of cowardice snickers and grabs a bag of popcorn before returning to silently watching. Why dash you? Well, fine. Guess dying's off the table, boys. The poke was enough to get me to my feet, so I guess I've got no other choice. Grumbling, I stagger up towards the hilltop, but only after I pocket my axe again. But before I leave, I squint at the leopard. Its body is still there. I don't have the time to wait around forever, but I have a feeling that it should at least drop something. Summoning the spear, I poke the leopard's chest. It spasms a little. In sheer curiosity, I stab the leopard's corpse around 5 dozen times, at which point the heavily mutilated corpse suddenly disappears, leaving a chunk of meat and a neatly folded leopard pelt behind. You have learned Basic Spear Arts LV.1. Well. What do we have here? Pocketing the items, I start heading up the mountain, staggering with each step and basically using the spear as a crutch. If I get attacked by another beast, I'm probably dead. After a few hours of walking, I reach the part of the hill where it becomes basically nothing but sharp, jagged tooth-like rocks that go in a completely vertical incline. I really do have no choice but to climb. Unwillingly, I stash the spear. At the same time, I also give the inventory a quick look over to ensure that there really isn't anything useful in there. But that would have been too kind, so there's obviously nothing. I turn back to the rocks and frown. To be completely clear, before this, I couldn't even do one pull-up, which explains why my strength was at a mere 4. But now it's at 9, which would suggest I'm more than twice as strong. The thing is, I don't feel strong in the least. But then again, it's not like I have a choice, right? Steeling myself, I place both hands on the rocks and begin my steep climb. It didn't take long for the exposed skin on my fingers and palms to get rubbed off, and once they started bleeding like a stuck pig, the rocks got so slippery I fell several times, bashing my head on the rocks far below. You have learned Blunt Tolerance LV.1. You have learned Falling Tolerance LV.1. And still, I continued. Rock by rock I climbed. The flesh on my fingers was ground down to the point where I could feel my bones scrape against the rocks, but I had no choice but to continue. If my fingers wouldn't work, then my teeth would have to do. And if I had no teeth left, then I still had my gums. Foot by foot. Every time I fell, I got up again, because I had no other choice. And every time I looked up, the black eye of the solar eclipse was just a little closer. Top, status, community. 23 hours and 10 minutes. Day 30. The second attempt will begin in 0:00:50:00. But in the end, I got to the top. I had gotten so close so many times, and whenever I got close enough to see the light on top of there, I would grin and my grip would loosen and I would fall far enough to kill any normal human being, but I would just get a new form of horrible tolerance. You have learned. Organ rupture tolerance LV.4. You have learned. Fracture tolerance LV.3. You have learned. Concussion tolerance LV.1. You have learned. Hemorrhage tolerance LV.1. But now, finally, I'm at the top. And I can see him. A shadow. A shadow with eyes that see me. His hand stretched out. Ready to be grasped. My feet click and clack as I walk, my exposed heels making quite interesting sounds against the rocks below. It's so bright up here. There's light. A few patches of the ground is covered with grass, and flowers, and plants. But I'm staggering blindly, my own hand, now lacking fingers, grasping towards his. He's tall. Standing in front of him, I feel small. Greet him. Greet him. Greet him. I know what I must do. My bloodied and mangled palm grazes against his open hand and he closes it around mine. I look him in the eye, shake his hand, and say, as toothless as any toddler, Huo. You have cleared the first floor. You have received 1,000 points for clearing the floor. You have received an additional 1,000 points for being the first to clear the floor. For clearing the stage completely. You will receive an additional reward. There is a god that has taken interest in you. You have received 500 points. A god shows a positive response to you. You have obtained 1,000 points. A change has been made. The god of cowardice wishes to grant some of his powers instead of the normal stage rewards. Will you accept? Yes/no. The world has stopped around me. All that there is and all there has ever been is the window, and my shallow breathing. Yes, I mumble. Using the stumps of my fingers, I press yes. You have obtained fetal position blower, LV.max. The god of cowardice, who watches over those that exhibit caution above logic, has granted some of his powers to his potential apostle. I see. Okay. That makes sense. As the world turns dark, I feel myself stumble forward, into the arms of the eyed shadow, and everything goes black, and then I face plant the eternally white floor of the lobby and pass out cold. Chapter 12, Floor 2, Making Good Financial Decisions. I awaken with a startle. Where am I? Did I win? Did I kill the leopard? Did I greet him? Ha 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 ha. This is the lobby, right? Yeah, with that eternal whiteness and the pillars and the... My body feels fine. It even feels good. I'm okay. My teeth are back, and all of my fingers are here, and my tongue, oh, I never thought I'd miss my tongue, and my palms, and my feet, oh, this is... Time until floor 2 opening. 18 hours 1 minute and 9 seconds. That's... No way. I am not throwing myself back into that craziness. I almost died. I could have died 500 times over for how many arrows I took. No. Absolutely no way. 18 hours is not enough. No, not in the least. But maybe I'll change my mind in 18 hours? Probably not. But it's possible, and well, this is a room that heals everything. 18 hours is a long time in that sense, I guess. Gruel! My stomach growls. I guess, for now, I should try to eat something. I doubt everyone else is just perpetually starving, so there really ought to be some sort of shop window. Top, status, community. 5 hours 59 minutes and 30 seconds. Day 31. The third attempt will begin in 29:18:00:30. Floor 2 will open in 18 hours and 30 seconds. We really are on the second attempt now, huh? Whatever that means. By searching around a bit, I'm able to successfully find a shop window, where I also find out I currently have 500 points. Nice. Now what to buy? I look down at what I'm wearing. Yeah and no, my first order of business is to buy some proper armor. Let's see, light leather armor would be best for my playstyle. Leather armor set light. A full body set of light armor that protects the user from harm while still keeping them agile. Defense 15. Price 8,500 points. E-8,000. Maybe that's just an especially high-quality piece of equipment, right? If I check the used section, I'm bound to find some goodies. Leather shirt. A thin piece of what might have once come from an animal fashioned into something that may in some circles be called a shirt. Defense 2. Used item. Price 250 points. Prop knife. An aluminium knife. Used for playing pranks. The blade retracts. Used item. Price 1,000 points. Leather foot bindings. The skin of a goblin's scalp. Tanned and refitted into a form. Able to be bound around feet. Slippery when wet. Defense 1. Agility -2. Used item. Price 1,200 points. Right. So, yeah, I think I'll skip that, okay? Okay. After much deliberation, I decided to invest in a knife for 1,500 points. Say what you will, but as is, my sword is blunt and I'm almost completely unable to use the spear and axe. I need some way of defending myself, right? Right. And then I also bought a simple tracksuit for 1,650 points because I can't run around in stiff, bloody hobo clothes all my life. The tracksuit even came with proper shoes, though I can tell that even a single slice will have them imploding on themselves. But good news, my items and equipment regenerate in the lobby, so I should be fine as long as I have the scraps left of them. That leaves me with a full 350 points left to splurge on whatever I want. For many long minutes, I simply stare at the food section. Food is good. Humans need food to live. But I technically don't. I can make it just fine without it. I don't need it. I'm basically superhuman. No food and no water for 30 days does not make me a hungry boy. Absolutely not. I am fine. I gaze into the screen. The screen gazes back at me. My hand hovers over the beef jerky. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. At the very last second, my hand swerves to the side and accidentally presses the princess cake button, and then it slips again and enters 1 as the amount for purchase, and then tries a few discount codes before accepting fact and pressing summon directly. Oh no! Oh whoops, there go my 350 remaining points. What a bummer. What a shame. No beef jerky for me, I guess. I stare at the cake in my hands and drool. It's perfect. It's absolutely amazing. A simple smell of almonds, an easy waft of scrumptious vanilla sneakily hiding just below the marzipan surface. Oh, it's enough to make any man a true believer. I summon my newly purchased knife. It's smaller than I thought. Oh well. Tossing it to the side, I attack the princess cake with ravenous, bestial desire, tearing into it like a man gone wild, going so far as to eat the marzipan rows and leaves right at the beginning, barely even chewing it before I gulp it down like a fish swallowing water and then going back to it, ripping out layers of cream and vanilla custard, thrusting handfuls of fluffy sponge cake directly down into my guts, eating, swallowing, almost choking it all down, my hand acting like a plunger to press it all into my gluttonous stomach. You have learned. Choking tolerance LV.1. You have learned. RIP LV.2. You have learned. TIR LV.2. And by the end of it, I'm left lying straight on my back, staring up at the endless white. My eyes flutter closed, and without a care in the word, I fall asleep. And not half asleep or half awake, or even some sort of deep meditation. I just sleep, and that's it. Not because I need to heal, not because I need my body to recover. Simply for the sake of sleeping because, for once, I can. And I guess it's the magic of the lobby, because when I wake up, I feel so inhumanly refreshed I might as well receive a status message reading, "You awaken feeling refreshed." But I don't, because that ability would be too powerful. At least there's no such skill as sleep, that'd be one step too far. On the topic of skills, I quickly bring up my status and read through them, checking what they're for and all. The skills section of the status is separated into active and passive, of which I have 7 and 42 respectively. Most of the passive skills are some form of tolerances or resistances, which is kind of insane. But right now, I'm much more interested in the active skills. To be specific, a certain max-level skill I just happened to receive from some guy up above. You have obtained Fetal Position Blower, LV.max. The god of cowardice, who watches over those that exhibit caution. Above logic, has granted some of his powers to his potential apostle. And there it is. Frank question, what in the world is this? Oh, there's more of a description down here. Let's see. Should the user go into the fetal position, they will become invisible to all enemies, and otherwise unsmellable, unhearable, and untastable. Authority skill. It makes me what? Chapter 13, F2, Community. Isn't that, really overpowered? Like, that's the kind of skill that'd get nerfed in the next patch because of all the complaints. Fetal position blower. Do I really have to go into the fetal position to use it? I mean, isn't that a bit, I dunno, pathetic? The god of cowardice snickers. Why you're still here? I thought you'd stay on the first floor or something. Well, then again, I'm not sure what he is at all, so... Yeah. God of cowardice. God of cowardice. Hang on. If the god of cowardice has taken an interest in me, then that would mean... Are you trying to make fun of me? The god of cowardice. Breaks into laughter. The god of cowardice. Gestures for someone else to come look. The goddess of ignorance. Averts her eyes. The god of cowardice. Sulks. What the hell kind of sitcom is this? Okay, to be frank, I never had an issue with streamers trying to stream me and showing everyone their pathetic attempts at beating me. Being watched is fine. It's nothing new and all that, but this? This is worse. I don't like this. I feel like I'm on the set of a sitcom and I'm the only one who can't hear the canned laughter. I want to die. I wonder if the fetal position blower skill works on everyone? Smirking, I lie down and hug my knees to my chest. The god of cowardice. Looks around frantically. The goddess of ignorance. Recommends him to look under the couch. The god of cowardice. Grumbles and asserts that youths ought to show respect for their elders. Mohahaha, my plan is working perfectly. On the other hand, lying down on the floor like this isn't actually especially fun. After a few minutes of messing with what I have been told is a literal god, I eventually give in to his demands and undo the skill. Now that I think about it, that damn god might just be playing along for the sake of it, like a parent pretending not to notice their giggling child hiding behind the curtains in a game of hide and seek. The god of cowardice whistles and looks the other way. That damn coward geezer. Then again, I suppose, with a name like that, there's not much you can do. All this talking has sort of reminded me that I've unlocked a new feature of the menus. Leaning my back against one of the endless white pillars, I bring the window back up again. Top, status, community. 19 hours 5 minutes and 3 seconds. Day 31. The third attempt will begin in 29:04:55:57. Floor 2 will open in 4 hours 55 minutes and 57 seconds. 5 hours, huh? Anyways, with a quick poke, I make my way to the Communities tab. The chat should be open now, which means I can. Status, Community, Top. Asia Server. Easy Lobby, 1200/1312. Normal Lobby, 275/350. Hard Lobby, 41/58. Hell Lobby, 7/7. There's more people? My eyes fly up from the screen to look around the lobby. But there's no one here. It's just me, so why? Maybe they're further away. Maybe I can walk there. Maybe. Hey! I shout into the endless white. Anyone there? Hello? But there's no response. Gritting my teeth, I pull myself to my feet and start moving. At first I'm just walking, shouting hey over and over again, but then I start running, and shouting, and screaming as loud as I can, hoping for someone, anyone, to hear me. But there's no one. And in the end, when I've gone as far as my feet can take me, I find myself back at the slippery, cake-soaked part of the floor where I ate that delicious princess cake. Defeated, I drop back down to the floor with a thump. Silently, I press the Hell Lobby button. And now, unlike before, it actually takes me somewhere. Status, Community, Top. Hell Lobby, 7/7. First floor lobby, 6/6. Second floor lobby, 1/1. We have different lobbies? I guess that makes sense somewhat. I mean, really, in the other difficulties, they'd have to get really crowded. The easy difficulty is way over 1,000 people now. No way they'd have enough space in a single lobby. But we can't even meet. I can't even tell them what awaits them and how to deal with it. There has to be a way to send them a message, right? In desperate denial, I press the Hell Lobby button. Status, Community, Top. Hell Lobby, 1/7 active. And then just a huge, blank screen. Silently, without so much as breathing, I type in a message. Prissy Kitty Princess, hey. And then I wait. 1 minute. 2 minutes. But I know they can't respond. They can't even see my message. Until they beat that circle of hell, they won't even know I exist. But then again, it is 6 people this time, right? 6 whole people. That's 1/3 RD more than we were? Is that how math works? Something like that. No, wait, 50% more. Yeah. I think. Either way, they're more. They might even get an archer. Imagine how useful an archer would be in a stage that's nothing but arrows. Now that I think about it, maybe I should have picked up a few of those. It might have let me use them as, actual weapons. Like how I beat the leopard. Not that it matters anymore. There doesn't seem to be any way to descend the floors at will, which is just as good for me. I don't think I could redo the first floor even if I tried. But enough about those heavy thoughts. Let's check the other chats to see if there's any information to be shared. Status, Community, Top. Asia Server. Easy Lobby, 1200/1311. Normal Lobby, 274/346. Hard lobby, 4157. Hell lobby, 77. Let's try the hard lobby first. Good gamers think alike, as they say. You do not have access to this lobby. Right. Okay. That, makes sense, maybe? Okay then, let's try the normal lobby. You do not have access to this lobby. No? Not so. Then the easy. You do not have access to this lobby. Okay, fine, I get it. I should be able to access the Asia server as a whole though, right? Status, community, top. Chat rooms. Discussion boards. Another choice, huh? Well, into the discussion boards I go. Status, community, top. Discussion boards. Love for life, F3, best strategies on beating. Floor 3 without killing all the goblins, 2. Supermolman, F11, Molman's Guide to the Shop feature, D's/Don'ts, 19. Urchin Lurchin, F2, what is this place? Am I in hell? What 0? Frantic Sword Slapper, F2, what happens if you die? Is there respawn or do you meet Shiva? 121. Milk in a Cupboard, F2, how to make the magic happen? 1. That's a lot, and it's not even the entire first page. There are literally dozens of pages. The first thing I can make out is that the F1 and F2 is not talking about formulas, but rather the floor you're on. I'm guessing mine would say they're 2 or 1. The other thing is that the number at the end seems to be the number of responses. To check, I test by clicking the post about magic. Milk in a Cupboard, F2, how to make the magic happen? Friendly Fanatic, F2, you don't know mail. Theory proven. Hypothesis of inherent human evil, likewise. Chapter 14, F2, Supermolman, F11. Checking a few of the other threads yields the same results. A lot of questions, very few concrete answers. How many floors are there? Eat a boot. Which starter weapon is the best? Whichever your mum prefers. How do I effectively get stronger? Go die. In other words, it's a very standard forum. More importantly though, all of it is in Korean. It reads like it was written by a native, but I doubt that this accurately reflects the actual state of things. Even in the Hell lobby, only half of us were Korean. Assuming half of these are also Korean, it still makes no sense that all of them are fluent, and to this degree as well. No, a much more likely answer is simply that everyone sees everything in their own native language. Regardless, this doesn't mean that there is no divide. Lion Maw Madness, at 5, everyone who is South Korean. Answered to this message and I will invite you to South Korean chat. Mirth of the Earth, F2, hi. Avantgarde, F3, yo dude //AG. Shoots on Shadow, F3, are North Koreans also invited? Lion Maw Madness, F5, no. How civilized. Nevertheless. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, add me please. And now we wait. In the meantime, I check a few of the other boards and find out some data. According to Supermolman, the tutorial has 100 floors and after that you get to go home. The way he found this out was that every 10 floors, you get to meet with the administrator of your difficulty and ask for a wish. He asked for a bit of information, and now he's kindly sharing it with the rest of us out of the sheer goodness of his heart. How sweet and not at all suspicious. Luckily, he was actually able to get quite a lot of information through this. For one, every 30 days a new attempt will occur, which will cause those currently on floors to be sent back to the lobby for 24 hours, at which point they have to redo the floor. In other words, I dodged a bullet by around 30 minutes. Scary. The actual use of the attempt itself wasn't explained, but when the attempt begins, a new batch of challengers will be invited to the tower. According to Supermolman's calculations, last time, 144 challengers were summoned, and this time, About 197 new challengers have been summoned, which sounds like a lot, but considering that only 534 remain from the first attempt, calculated by Supermoman, he doubts that the lobbies will get flooded anytime soon. After that, he went on to write a massive statistical analysis of what's happened so far by calculating the death rate for each difficulty, and comparing them and all that sort of stuff, so I just got bored and zoned out. But he needs to hear my appreciation, so before I left his post, I decided to show my gratitude. Supermoman, F11, Moleman's tutorial. Statistical analysis of casualties and Q&A. Milk in a cupboard, F2, wow. Lantern in the dark, F4, very detailed, thank you. So much for this. It's a shame we've lost so many. But getting numbers soothes the ache. In it to win it, F2, happy face carrot the guy. Above me is A, redacted. Snakes on a plane, F9, Mr. Moleman, how did you beat floor 10? My party keeps getting stuck, please help, we keep having to go back to the lobby. Supermoman, F11. Get good. Haha, no, just kidding. I would suggest you check out my Moleman's Guide to Clearing the 10th Floor. It seems suitable. Snakes on a plane, F9, T-checks. My fingers hover above the keyboard. Hang on a sec. What do you mean, go back to the lobby? Mind bustling, I'm still somehow able to push through and write my reply. Snakes on a plane, F9, T-checks. Prissy kitty princess, F2, nerd. Unable to savor the moment, I quickly press Supermoman's profile, which brings me to a list of what posts he's written. Somehow, in only a month, he's gotten to floor 11. From what I can see, considering that he's written an extensive guide on how to use magic properly, he must be a mage of some sort. But I don't care about that. What I care about is his collab posts written together with 2 other challengers from the 2 other difficulties. As might be obvious considering how fast he's able to climb these levels, Supermoman is on the easy difficulty, which means that his field of analysis is compromised. Being a nerd, he will clearly want a complete range. That's what he does in this post. Supermoman, F11, Moleman's Collaborative Guide to Difficulty Differences. Hello all and welcome back to my guide. Today, I've been helped by Orthodox Spox, F3, of the normal difficulty, and Jones McScones, F2, of the hard difficulty. They agreed to help me on account of how I have a lesser chance of dying, and they hope that their guidance may live on through here. On to the differences. The guide then goes on to explain, firstly, for those who didn't know about it in the audience, that those who die in the tutorial have their messages and posts deleted. Probably to make space or something, who knows. They mention a lot of unnecessary differences, and also how there's little data about the hard difficulty because almost everyone who challenged it died. I scrolled past everything pretty fast, but I'm pretty sure he lamented at some point that they couldn't get any contact with the held difficulty challengers, so considering how tough hard is, they might as well give up on them. Well, excuse me, princess. And for about 15A4 pages, Moleman went on and on about minute differences and similarities and this and that, and completely unnecessary details that nobody on Earth could possibly care about. But, thankfully, at the very end, he mentioned the lobbies and how returning to them worked. In hard, there's a portal that leads to the lobby from where the challengers spawned in. The portal remains open for 24 hours. In normal, the portal remains open for the duration of the floor attempt. In easy, if you just shout, "Return to lobby!" you'll return. I don't even know how to react. These people are literally getting a free heal up, whenever they want, for nothing. And then they can just return to the floor again without having to redo anything. This is beyond bullshit. This is the whole damn animal and all 4 stomachs included. Blind with rage, I take to the comments. Prissy kitty princess, F2, okay, this is dumb and you are dumb. And you are a nerd hack and bonking you are mum. There. Take that, you inglorious troll nose. Bet he's quaking in his boots right about now, heh. Content with my sloughing, I exit the post. But just as I do, my eye spies a little post. Supermolman, F11, Molman's Guide to the Second Floor. Although I feel suspicious of the nerd, I give the post a quick read-through just for the sake of it. Supermolman, F11, Molman's Guide to the Second Floor. Welcome back, friends. This floor is pretty simple, and as long as you have a good ranged fighter in your party, it should be a simple fight. The only enemies that appear are LV.1 or LV.2 vultures. But they'll only attack if the heat and trekking weaken you too much. As long as you bring water, food, and cold potions, you should do fine. The boss is also simple. Right. Not as detailed as I would have expected. But you know what I've noticed? This total nerd hasn't made any guide for the first floor. What a dumbo. Absolute idiot. I'm going to show him so hard. Grinning, I enter the main community boards. But just as I do, Floor 2 has opened. Do you want to enter? Yes/no. Huh. It's that time already? Well, my body feels alright, but... Listen, in Molman's difficulty differences guide thing he said you could still enter the stage even if you answer no. And I mean, honestly, even if I can't, who cares? I'll just wait until the next attempt, no biggie. Easy peasy. If no answer is chosen, no will be chosen for you. And the floor may be accessed. Next attempt. Yeah, I get it, who cares? Dismissively, I poke the no button. Floor 2 has been closed. Chapter 15, F2, Guild of Representatives. Time until Floor 2 opening. 28:23:59:59. So it really did circle all the way back to a month, huh? Well, it's not like I can die in the lobby, so who cares? With a wave of the hand, the window disappears. I look back at the normal window. Top, status, community. 1 second. Day 32. The third attempt will begin in 28:23:59:59. Floor 2 will open in 28:23:59:59. With a few scrolls and pokes, I'm back to the boards. Cracking my knuckles, I begin writing. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, my guide to Floor 1. For pro gamers only. Okay, so step 1 is you gotta hide behind the trees. And when the arrow come from the left, you jump out and just like hit them away, so pick shield or you die, and also when you fight the boss monsters, make them die by arrows too. Okay, also when you climb the hill, if your hands not work, then use your mouth. Perfect. Mole man, go die in a ditch. Or something. You have gotten a response. Oh, already? Why, I wonder who that might be. Lion Maw Madness, F5, everyone who is South Korean answered to this message, and I will invite you to South Korean chat. Mirth of the Earth, F2, hi. Avantgarde, F3, yo dude //AG. Shoots on Shadow, F3, are North Koreans also invited? Lion Maw Madness, F5, no. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, add me please. Lion Maw Madness, F5, okay, but only if you explain your username. I stare at the window. It doesn't move. The lobby suddenly feels very empty and stale. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, add me please. Lion Maw Madness, F5, okay, but only if you explain your username. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, go die. And just as fast as I open the window, I close it once more. Slowly, I cross my arms. Yup. Yeah. You have received a message. I press the response faster than humanly possible, and only realize once it opens that it isn't actually for my post. Status, community, top. Personal messages. New Orthodox Pox, F3, invitation to The Guild of Representatives. The heck is this? Out of sheer confusion more than anything else, I poked the message. Orthodox Pox, F3, invitation to the Guild of Representatives. Hello, Prissy Kitty Princess. I am Pox, representative of the normal difficulty 3rd floor. I found you by collaborating with my fellow representatives to compare the members of each individual difficulty lobby against the full list of members found in the Asia server. I know that you have beaten the 1st floor of the hell difficulty. I know that you are the only one to survive. I am cordially inviting you on behalf of Huppygup F10, the representative of the easy difficulty. Just a prank bro, F5, of the normal difficulty. And Talons of Rage, F4, of the hard difficulty to join our ranks as the representative of the hell difficulty. What? What even is this? Representatives? It's not especially strange that they were able to find me, but to invite me to do something like this is a bit, well, strange. They aren't wrong, I am an ex-pro gamer after all, so if they have me among their ranks they'll be sure to boost their power significantly. There isn't any question of why me either because, so far, I'm the only one to survive this difficulty. So far. Huh. Since the 1st floor opened, does that mean? Status, Community, Top. Asia Server. Easy Lobby, 782/1302. Normal Lobby, 111/321. Hard Lobby, 3151st. Hell Lobby 2 halves. Yeah, as expected, they're all. Hang on a moment. 2. There's still another person in the Hell Lobby alive? Did they already beat the level? Like an absolute maniac, I swivel my head from side to side, checking the lobby. Nobody there. Well, yeah, now that I think about it, that would be way too fast, right? It's only been like a few hours at most. No, the much more likely answer would be that they for some reason decided to stay behind in the lobby. Pretty clever one, I'd say. And, as expected, all the others died. 5 people was not enough. Will there ever be enough? Something hollow hums inside my chest. But one of them survived. I don't know how, but they did. And if I could just contact them then they could survive. I think. They just need to do almost exactly what I did, and then they should be okay. Assuming they don't try to beat the 1st floor before then. Sure, they might have a small chance, but I really only survived the 1st floor because they took the first arrows. Otherwise, I'd be just as dead as them. Anyhow, let's get back to that Guild of Representatives thing. I'm really not sure what to do. I mean, it doesn't sound too bad, but there has to be some sort of trade here, right? I give them something, they give me something. Just having a title, as dope as it sounds, isn't quite enough. Frowning, I enter my PMs and type up a response. Prissy Kitty Princess F2. What do I get though? And a few minutes later, a response stings in. Orthodox Pox F3. I'm so glad you asked. Prissy Kitty Princess. You may not be aware of it being alone in your lobby, but there are quite a few people in ours. Order is needed with so many people. Rules, laws, punishment, and reward. All of that is necessary to make the tutorial a better place for all of us. This includes you. At the moment, few of the responsibilities and obligations of a representative will fall on you. Rather, you will hold the title as a formality. Until you are needed either by us or by other held difficulty challengers. Suffice it to say, once you are needed, you will likewise be rewarded. And if you want to renounce your position, we'll simply hold on to it until you want to give it another shot. Should you accept, you will also be invited to the exclusive Guild of Representatives chat room, alongside the even more so exclusive Executive Representatives chat room. And if you must know, the title of representative is quite the boast in and of itself. In my head, a picture is forming. A picture of me, writing up a post. Someone calls me a dork. I contact my fellow representatives and have him shot and executed. All is good. There are no more wars. The world is at peace. A trail of drool goes down the side of my chin and I quickly wipe it off. Prissy Kitty Princess F2. Chapter 16, F2, Injustice. Orthodox Pox F3, always happy to hear it. Prissy Kitty Princess. I will invite you in just a moment. And I hope to see you in the chat rooms soon. Thank you for the audience. Hell Representative. By the way, do you have a name or title you would rather be referred to by? I almost want to shed a tear. Prissy Kitty Princess F2. Call me Hell Representative Gentle Knight. Leaning back, a relaxed, joyous grin easily finds itself onto my lips. The world is good. I had forgotten that this was a good world. Yes, it is good indeed. Orthodox Pox F3 OK. See you soon, Hell Representative. Gentle Knight. Oh, I'm practically giddy with excitement. Like a child stumbling down the stairs on Christmas morning, I poke my way back to the Communities tab, poking the chat rooms button as fast as my fingers allow. Status, Community, Top. Chat rooms? There's nothing there. The heck kinda joke is this? Shouldn't I at least be in dash? Status, Community, Top. Chat rooms? South Korea chat. Whoa, that took me by surprise. It just popped right out of nowhere. But it isn't the Guild of Representatives chat. Instead, it's that Korean chat I was sure I'd bummed out my chances of getting into. Huh. Well, since I've got some time to kill before the Guild of Representatives put me in their chats, I may as well give it a look. Status, Community, Top. South Korea chat. Supermoman, F11, I still think we should allow North Koreans to join the chat. As far as I can see, they haven't tried to make a chat yet. So there's no reason to refuse them. Lion Maw Madness, F5, they are literally commies. Supermoman, F11, just because they live in a communist society doesn't make them all communists. Are you a capitalist for living in SK? Lion Maw Madness, F5, I am though. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, has joined the chat. Supermoman, F11, welcome, Prissy. Always a delight to get new people to join. What province are you from? I'm from Gyeonggi-do. This guy again? Why is he everywhere I go? Next thing I know he'll be a representative, too. But in that case, since I'm an executive, I'll have power over him, so maybe that would be for the best. Anyway. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, am not doxing myself, you slag. If he finds out we're from the same damn place, then I'm hanging myself. Lion Maw Madness, F5, I told you. It's a bad, redacted opener. Supermoman, F11, there's really no need to be rude about it. Prissy, is Prissy okay? Would you rather be called something else? Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, call me Gentle Knight. Or I will send a pipe bomb to you, our family. Supermoman, F11, gentle it is, smiley face. Did you join the tutorial recently? Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, no Eve been here for like a month now, redacted head. I can't believe a real-life game of life and death would censor cursing. Literally 1984. Supermoman, F11, I hope you won't take offense to the question, but what difficulty are you attempting? Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, hell. Hooked on Bach, F3, yeah, we're all in hell. But what difficulty are you doing? Smiley face. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, hell. Lion Maw Madness, F5, oh hey Bach, back from the second floor already? Hooked on Bach, F3, yeah, it was no biggie. Vultures didn't even take one hit from my bow, haha. Smiley face. Supermoman, F11, I'm so happy. My guide helped you. Congrats. Hooked on Bach F3, yeah it didn't but. T checks anyways mo man. Smiley face. Silently fuming, I exit the chat. They just ignored me. Completely. It's like I turned into some sort of ghost and just went completely invisible. I'm not even in the fetal position. God, I hate people. The second they no longer like the bone I'm presenting them, they jump for the next one like hyperactive puppies. The very moment I get dethroned, they're all over the new guy and nobody cares anymore about the former WC because he's less than a prince now. Barely even a shadow. Grinding my molars, I return to the Community tab. Status, Community, Top. Chat rooms. GR Executives Council. Guild of Representatives Chat. South Korea Chat. Well. What have we here? Which to enter first? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Status, Community, Top. Chat rooms. Guild of Representatives Chat. Red-handed F7 report. Minor squabble on NL7. Both offending parties were punished in accordance to Article 2. Red-handed F7 acted as judge and punisher. Herring Ferry F3 report. Second-degree homicide on HF3. Victim. Starfriend F3. Perpetrator. Hospitality on parade F3. In accordance to Article 3, Hospitality on parade F3. Was executed by being sent to floor 3 alone. He is now presumed dead. Herring Ferry F3 acted as judge and punisher. Parliament Who F8 report. Attempt at high treason on EL8. 5 challengers attempted to overthrow the Gore's rule. All offending parties were punished in accordance to Article 1 and have since been executed. Prissy Kitty Princess F2 has joined the chat. Huh. That's, a lot of very serious stuff. Isn't execution, like, a medieval punishment? Then again, it might just be that today is a very busy day for criming. Who knows? Parliament Who F8 report. Attempt at high treason on EL8. 5 challengers attempted to overthrow the Gore's rule. All offending parties were punished in accordance to Article 1 and have since been executed. Prissy Kitty Princess F2 has joined the chat. Prissy Kitty Princess F2 hi. Prissy Kitty Princess F2 has been removed from the chat. Hey. Why did the window just close all of a sudden? What did I do? This is bullshit. I didn't do anything at all. Why I oughta. Fuming, I smashed my way into the executives' chat. There, I'll be sure to find someone who'll reverse this. I'm an executive, damn it. Status, Community, Top. Chat rooms. GR Executives Council. Talons of Rage F4, we're getting close. I can feel it. Huppigup F10, I don't get it though. Why is it mainly Japanese doing it like that's? Weird, right? I'm not the only one who thinks that's weird, right? Talons of Rage F4, it doesn't matter. What matters is that soon, there won't be a single player in this entire tutorial who can question our authority. Just a prank bro, F5, okay. Carrot W carrot. Just a prank bro, F5, when we're done. Let's eat cake together, ooh. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, has joined the chat. I take a deep breath. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, redacted, mother, redacted. Ban me, redacted, let me back in or ill, redacted you are. Redacted daughters and redacted, in there like the redacted they are. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, redacted. Redacted, mother, redacted, eat, redacted and die, redacted. Chapter 17, F2 White. There's a long pause in the chat as they obviously deliberate my very serious injustice, and another minute or so passes most likely as one of them hurries to fix this most grave of offenses, possibly by executing the offending parties. Another minute goes by. Just a prank, bro. F5, Oxo. Huppig up F10, that's, wow. Talons of Rage, F4. HM? That's a pretty weird respo. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, has been removed from the chat. They. This is just. I can't believe they would remove their own executive from the group chat. Who does that? What kind of stupendous stupidity wielders would go and remove their own comrade? This is insane. If I knew this was the kind of group the Guild of Representatives was, I never would have joined. I wonder if I'm still technically an executive? HM. Well, I need to message Pox about this great injustice anyways, so I might as well ask him about it. Quickly swiping over to the personal messages, I type up a letter for him. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, okay, I joined. You cuz it sounded fun, but like you and you are. Group are total jack redacted and a bunch of redacted, so like I didn't do no thing bad. And they just banned me for no reason. I'm like literally you are executive and like ruler. So why don't you treat me like it? Literally so dumb, you guys are all dumb. Guild of Representatives more like. Guild of Representatives, haha. Get it, cuz you are full of redacted. Isn't that just so funny? It's cuz it's true. Okay, but SRS, can you put me back into chats? It'll be good from now on, T-checks. Aeon send. Perfect. Now I'm sure he'll understand my perspective and stand on my side even when the rest of the guild attempt to unfairly renounce me. He's had my side since the beginning, so there's no reason for him to turn me down now. And after only a few minutes of suspense, a little answer drops in. Orthodox Pox, F3, I have reviewed your case and decided not to revoke the removals conducted by Red-Handed, F7, and Talons of Rage, F4. This is on account of the face that you were in clear violation of the rules. On both occasions, I have discussed the matter personally with the executives, and we have decided not to remove you from your post at this time. However, you are on thin ice. It is safe to assume that, should another challenger of the held difficulty reach the second floor, they will be presented with the position as executive. If you in this position should choose to do away with them, then this will be considered foul play, and you will be fully removed from your position. Furthermore, should you ever meet with any representative, they will do their best to punish you for your heinous crime. Thank you for understanding. I stare at the message. Then I read it again, just to make sure my eyes are working. Well, there's only really one thing I can respond to that one, right? Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, redacted you. Silently, I close down the window. The endless white stretches in front of me. I can feel my right eyelid twitch. I wonder what time it is. It can't have been more than a few hours, but I don't bother to check or anything, so who really knows? Top, status, community. 1 hour 10 minutes and 23 seconds. Day 32. The third attempt will begin in 28:22:49:37. Floor 2 will open in 28:22:49:37. It's only been an hour? Wait, seriously? But I've been writing and chatting and messaging like crazy. That should have been at least a full day or something. This makes no sense. There must be something afoot here. That's the only explanation. But well, since I've got almost a full month to train until the next floor, I'd better get to it. I'm lucky you can still gain skill experience in the lobby without the added threat of dying. To boot, you also have the thing that all wounds get healed in a flash, so there isn't much pain. Even so, I think my best bet is to start by training my active skills. Most importantly, I want to be able to keep the enhanced senses and the battle focus and field focus skills on full alert, all the time, forever, always. Especially enhanced vision. So far it's only at level 5, but I think I can get it higher by having it active all the time, even if it makes my eyes ache. And while that's active, I'll train with my weapons and jump around and do cool karate kicks. Right, perfect. Let's get to it then. And so begins my training. I'm still annoyed that my only available sword is too blunt to use for anything other than parrying, but it's good enough. Swoosh, swish, up and down, jumping around as I do. Bonking the pillars does nothing and just makes my sword bounce off. I wish I had a training dummy, but I spent all my points on a cake. After a while I switched to a knife. You have learned Basic Knife Arts LV.1. And so I train with that. Running to and fro, up and down. I can't tell how long I've been doing this. The battle and field focus skills make everything slow down, and I can't tell how long a second is supposed to be. I couldn't tell sunset from sunrise on the first floor because it was always dark, but it's worse here. I can't even try to use hypnagogia because it's so bright I can't see. You know when you were a kid, and your mom told you not to look at the sun, but you did, and then wherever you looked, there would be a big white blot? I think I've developed that, but for my entire field of vision. Closing my eyes doesn't help. Winding the clothes I bought around my face doesn't help. It's all just white. Top, status, community. 1 hour 15 minutes and 11 seconds. Day 32. The third attempt will begin in 28:22:44:49. Floor 2 will open in 28:22:44:49. It's been 5 minutes? No, that can't be right. I must be hallucinating, or something like that. 5 minutes. It must be because of the battle focus, and the field focus. In here, I regenerate, and my brain does too, so it must be that they just don't stop. At least, that's what I think may be happening. Maybe. I don't know. I can't think clearly. I keep training. If I train, I don't have to think. Isn't that neat? You have learned Exhaustion Resistance LV.3. You have learned Basic Knife Arts LV.7. Funny, I can't remember that one hitting level 2, or level 3, or level 4, or level 5, or level 6. But I guess I'll just keep going. You have learned Intermediate Spear Arts LV.2. There's a spear in my hand. I don't remember summoning it. Inventory. A voice says, but it's not me, but there's no one around either. It's just white. But even though someone said inventory, no such window will pop up. All I see is a blot of white, like when you've stared into the sun for too long. There's no inventory. You have learned Starvation Resistance LV.6. My stomach hurts. I don't know why. I ate a cake only earlier today. Just a few minutes ago. It kept me nice and fed. Why do I feel hungry now? That's so weird. Community. Nothing pops up. It's white. Status. Nothing pops up. It's white. Clock. Nothing pops up. It's white. When I look at my hand, all I see is a blot of white, like when you've stared into the sun for too long. I think I'm moving, but I'm not sure anymore. I'm not sure if there's something in my hand or not. Everything around me is white. I can't see the pillars anymore. The pillars used to have shadows, weird shadows, like they were badly rendered and the sun was shining down from straight above, but they had shadows. I remember it. They had shadows, but I'm not sure I can remember what those shadows look like anymore. Experimentally, after what could be a few minutes or a few hours or a few days or a few months or a few years or a few millennia, I tried bringing my hand to my face and taking a big, yummy bite. Warm and wet stuff goes into my mouth, and like a baby cow tasting its mother's udders for the first time, and I drink my fill of my milky white blood, and it is so sweet and delicious like the first milk from a cow, and it makes me want to cry, but even when my world turns blurry it's still white, and white like when you've been staring into the sun for too long. Yummy. 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 I try getting more of the milk out of my veins. I'm not sure if there's anything in my hands or if I even have hands anymore, so I start scratching at where I think my wrists are and scratch and scratch and scratch and scratch, and after only a few years the milk comes out again and I drink, starved, even though my skin and my flesh and my blood and my bones is all white like when you've been staring into the sun for too long. White. 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 I have decided that the fault must lie in my eyes. My eyes are wrong. They are bad. The whites of my eyes are bad. They are bad and they are wrong, and I must do something about that. So I put what I think is my fingers into what I think is my eyes, and the white turns red and then the red turns black, and I cry tears of joy because the white is gone and 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 the white is gone. But then the white returns, but I can see the pillars, and I can see the messages before me, but I don't look at them. I look at the white floor, and the white pillars, and I see that the floor beneath my feet is not white, not anymore. It's gone all red, from the milk in my veins. And it's still there. It isn't gone. Much like the cake I ate, the milk from my veins is not removed. Never removed. Always there. I decide now that the white must be gone. Gone. Removed. My wounds heal fast, but not as fast as I can tear them open with my own fingers. It heals slashes and nice gashes faster than when I rip the arteries out and point their pulsating openings at the ground, because the lobby gets confused and doesn't know how best to heal me. And once the red milk in my veins is on the floor instead, I get down on my knees and hands and spread it out more, further, everywhere the eye can see, across the floor as far as the floor reaches, and up the pillows as far as my little feet can carry me, and if I stab the spear and the axe into my feet and use them as stilts I can put the red even higher up, and I do, because the more of the white that isn't white, the better. And in the end the lobby isn't white anymore. And I smile, and sigh, and lie down. You have learned. Bleeding resistance LV.10. You have learned. Bleeding protection LV.1. I see. I see. Floor 2 has opened. Do you want to enter? Yes/no. Yes. I press the yes button. Chapter 18 F2 The Rugged Pass. When I appear once more, the world is in color. Beautiful, nuanced, exotic, intricate, wonderful, Faustian color. I am in a large pass, right in the bowels of a tall ravine, taller than the hill, too tall and too steep to climb. High above, the blue sky smiles down at me. I can't see any sun, but it isn't important. It's blue. I love blue. Blue is my favorite color. I've always loved blue. It's so melodic, and harmonic, and symphonic. Just a beautiful color right down to the composition. Behind me, the ravine closes. In front of me, it stretches on for what seems to be miles upon miles upon miles upon miles, to no end but a shadowy, unseen destination. And along the way, growing in luscious bundles along the side of the simple road, there are hundreds and thousands and millions and billions of wonderful, beautiful, colorful flowers. Like little dancing ladies, or little dancing ladies, or little dancing ladies, with their skirts all flowing in the wind. Oh, how I love them! Bending down, I pluck a yellow flower by the stalk, bringing it to my nose and giving it a nice whiff. Mellow yet sweet, like honey or honey. No, actually, it reminds me way more of honey. Yes, rich, sweet, golden honey. That's what it is. Yellow. That's my favorite color. I love yellow. Like the sun on a warm day, or a warm day where the sun shines bright, or a day that is both warm and sunny. How I adore that color. And here, see, another flower, of gentle countenance, bowing so sweetly in the wind, that upon seeing it, I gently bow in turn, before plucking it from its place and bringing it into my fold. The pink leaves of this bloom, speckled by black, almost shimmer in the light of the blue sky above. Pink, now there's a color for the ages. I love it. It's really my favorite color. Like a gentle, loving version of red. So sweet. A maiden's kiss it brings me, and to it, I bring a gentleman's notch. Yummy. 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 My tongue feels dull. Experimentally, I eat the yellow one too. And then I try to eat the sky, but the sky is very unwilling, and refuses to go into my mouth. Naughty! I shall give it a stern talking to once I've helped the rest of these lovely maidens into my inside mansion, where tea and cookies and tea is awaiting them. I go down on all fours and start chomping down flowers. The maidens dance into me. Yummy. 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 You have learned. Poison resistance LV.4. Oh, haha, they are making a party within my bowels. What a rumbustious bunch. Ha. 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 Oh God. You have learned. Poison resistance LV.5. You have learned. Paralysis tolerance LV.9. You have learned. Organ failure tolerance LV.1. Party animals. They are animals. Yes, I must speak to them in their language. Woof woof. Hiss. Meow. Moo. Blub blub. Pichachu. Hiss. Meow. But being so bestial, they do not respond to my courteous attempts. Ah, but the world is looking so pretty now, with all the colors and the fireworks and the colors and the colors and the colors and the colors and the colors. You have learned. Hallucination tolerance LV.1. You have learned. Hallucination tolerance LV.2. You have learned. Hallucination tolerance LV.3. You have learned. Hallucination tolerance LV.4. Haha, what is this? What am I? Haha, inside like a video game. Isn't that just so funny? Haha, it's like video game screens. Whoa, I love video games ever since I was a kid, but Dad didn't want me to be a pro gamer. But I sure, haha, showed him, right? Got him. Haha. I wonder how he's doing. He should be okay, right? I think so. I love him. He doesn't know it, he probably doesn't think so at all, but I do. And deep inside I think he loves me. If he didn't love me, he wouldn't care. Not that there's much to care for anymore, haha. Look at me. Oh, these beautiful colors. You have learned. Organ failure tolerance LV.2. You have learned. Poison resistance LV.6. I miss Dad. I miss Mom. I miss Sis. They don't miss you. The darkness at the edge of my vision speaks. Oh, begone, foul apparition, I need not your pity nor your honesty. Begone, spectre. Or something. You're going to die. Well, yeah, obviously. But at least I beat the first floor, so now it's okay if I die. You get me? No. Sour Toad. I bet you're like a hallucination or something. Whatever. I am what you want me to be. And right now, I want you to be gone. There. Leave me to my ladies, oh spectre. They are making a hell of my inside, but at least they're having a party, so I'm down. Like, physically, I'm lying down, and there's all these ladies around me, and I think I'd do best to eat, like, all of them. I mean, don't they look yummy? So colorful, except that white one. It looks something foul, and it reeks, and nobody likes it, and everyone wishes it would just stop coming to the party and bringing down the mood. A black hand reaches across my vision, pointing, guiding, putting a single night black finger against the petals of the ugly little white flower. Eat it, and you will live. No. Look, all of these flowers are yummy but that one. No way. I can already tell it tastes like the inside of a washing machine, or a toilet bowl, or even the inside of a washing machine. No way in hell. It is your only way. And you know what I don't get? You. I told you I don't want to see you, and yet, here you are, goading me on to eat the one lady here I would rather grind to a fine paste beneath my Gucci soles. Is this just to taunt me, oh spectre? You spooky dork? Eat it. No. Eat it. Nuh. Eat it. Nuh. The spectre quiets for a second. After a moment, she steps to the side, making the darkness in my vision shift, revealing a flowery lady just out of sight, in a rainbow gown with streaks of all the colors of a prism in her hair, with the most radiant smile you'd ever see. The spectre plucks her from her place, and holds her in her black hand. If you eat the white flower, I will give you this. You got yourself a deal, partner. In one smooth movement, I bring my wrist to my face, gnaw into the veins, and once the blood flows like wine in a frat party, I hold it over the white lady, turning her red. And then I face slam her with my mouth open. Yummy. I suppose. White death consumed. Prepare yourself. Huh. HM. That's You have learned. Poison resistance LV.7. You have learned. Poison resistance LV.8. You have learned. Poison resistance LV.9. You have learned. Poison resistance LV.10. You have learned. Poison protection LV.1. You have learned. Organ failure tolerance LV.3. You have learned. Organ failure tolerance LV.10. You have learned. Organ failure resistance LV.1. You have learned. Organ failure resistance LV.2. You have learned. Necrosis tolerance LV.1. You have learned. Necrosis tolerance LV.2. You have learned. Necrosis tolerance LV.3. You have learned. Necrosis tolerance LV.10. You have learned. Necrosis resistance LV.1. You have learned. Coma tolerance LV.1. You have learned. Coma tolerance LV.2. You have learned. Coma tolerance LV.3. You have learned. Coma tolerance LV.10. You have learned. Coma resistance LV.1. You have learned. Oxygen deficiency resistance LV.1. You have learned. Oxygen deficiency resistance LV.2. I don't feel so good. The spectre embraces me and brings me into her loving arms. Chapter 19, F2, Being Helpful. My sister stands in front of me. She's crying. I say something. She cries harder. Mum comes in and hugs her. She doesn't hug me. It makes me say something else. Mum makes a conflicted face. I don't say anything after that. My sister says something. I didn't like it. I raise my hand to her. But Mum is in the way. My dad comes in. He screams. At me. At my sister. At Mum. I feel horrible. It makes me want to make them feel horrible, too. So I say more things. Even though I didn't want to. I say the things. None of them like hearing it. I don't either. But I say it. Because if I don't say it, then the silence will be there. And the silence hurts more. The silence is white. But the words are red. And something is always better than nothing. Even if that something is hate. You have learned. Death tolerance. I awaken. I'm standing. There's a flower clutched in my hand, as colorful as a rainbow. I stare at it as though it's about to grow a head and arms and face and whatever else humans have. I have a feeling that something very strange just happened. The goddess of want shows interest in you. A message floats in front of my eyes. It feels like it's always been there, at the same time as how it may have popped up just now. It could have been there for hours or even days and I wouldn't know. It feels nonlinear in time. But it is there, and I can sense that the time around it simply does not move too much. It's there. It was always there. The goddess of want, is it? I'm not that greedy, am I? Silently, I glance down at the flower. Before I can have another breakdown, the nth this day/week/month/year, I quickly pocket the little flower and send it into my inventory, where it gets labeled as mysterious rainbow flower. How useful, guys. I don't know how or why, but I think my brain feels more clear now. A bit. A little. Did I die? Again? I don't know. I don't want to think about it. But I have a feeling that I'll know it once I actually read the floor description, which was suspiciously hidden behind a message from a certain goddess of "You're greedy." You know, big shocker, but I'm starting to get really irked by these supposed divine beings. Can I get noticed by a nice god? Like the god of war, or the god of tenacity, or the god of adventure, or something like that? No? Just the mean gods? Got it. Tutorial stage. Held difficulty 2nd floor. The rugged pass. Clear condition. Reach the door. Another reach this place quest, huh? Well, assuming that it doesn't want me to literally climb the sides of this cliff, I don't think I'll have too much of a difficulty with all of this. When do I get the kill X amount of goblins quest? Right now I really want to do some of that sort of stuff. You know. But no. Gotta reach a door. Yeah, because obviously there's gonna be a door down in this ravine. Just stuck to the side of it. Or something. I don't feel good. I'm trying to remember what Momon's guide said about this stage. Something about vultures? Something about heat? I don't know. It's not especially warm here, and the sky is blue, so I don't get what the issue here is supposed to be. Or, well, I do, but Moleman, being the Dumbo he is, didn't touch on it. Namely, these pretty ladies. Flowers. I mean flowers. The entire path, all the way down the rugged pass, is covered with them. And they're all both extremely colorful, alongside just plain pretty. But that's not really the issue. There aren't just hundreds of thousands of these flowers. They make up a veritable bushage, covering the entire bottom of the ravine, and the variety that they show is to the point where it's hard to spot two of the same flower. Going by the experience I had just now, I have good reason to believe that a large percentage of these flowers are poisonous to the point where eating them would probably kill me. Not to mention just grazing by them. Normally, just touching a poisonous plant doesn't necessarily kill you, but this must be dawn or something, because these ladies are covered with a fine layer of dew. For some reason, I don't think this will go away anytime soon. Climbing up the side of the ravine is out of the question. Despite my resistances, a fall from that height would still kill me. Trying to use the cliff to avoid the flowers would also not be possible, as the side isn't actually entirely perpendicular, but at a slight outwards angle. I'd fall. Simple as that. My only option in this scenario is to push my way through. At least that is if I want to clear this place as fast as possible. But you know, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not exactly an ordinary gamer. For now, resistances and tolerances is all that I have. Well, that, and 2 protections. Whatever those are. Poison protection, LV.1. Evolved version of poison resistance. Grants. Powerful protection against poisons and venoms. Bleeding protection, LV.1. Evolved version of bleeding resistance. Grants. Powerful protection against bleeding out. Increases speed at which bleeding is stifled. More blood can be bled before negative effects are incurred. Right. With this, I mean powerful protection against poisons. It's basically a shield against dying by poison. Considering what it took to get it, I probably won't be leveling it up anytime soon, and the same remains true for bleeding protection, but that doesn't mean I can't make use of them anyways, right? Exactly. I mean, the flower that got me to that point was that rude little lady called White Death, so I doubt any other flower will get me to that point. This floor is a veritable smorgasbord of status effect resistances. Oh, assuming the flower doesn't override my tawny tolerances and kill me on the spot. Of course. Since my memory is kind of shit, I suppose I'd do best to keep a log of the ladies just to ensure that I don't accidentally eat the same deadly flower twice. Pulling up the community tab, I get to writing. But just as I check my posts in order to write, I notice something new. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, my guide to Floor 1. For pro gamers only. Cat Bat Barrage, F2, my dude, what are you on? Arrow to the knee, F6, haha, look guys. New lolco dropped. Ha. Radical Medical, F5, I'm actually a former pro gamer, and this is not for me. Your rock sucks, F2, so this guy basically waited for the eclipse to complete. And then pretended that the floor was super hard, huh? Blue Eyes White Archer, F6, you can at least try to be original in your delusions. Even the hard difficulty only has a leopard as boss monster. Did you forget to take your meds, schizo? Your rock sucks, F2, by the way, nice username redacted lol. I can feel a tremble take hold of my body. Fire and brimstone seep into my skull and my fingers flash to the keyboard. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, redacted you, redacted you, redacted you. You all are redacted, NDM bonking, you are mums, redacted you, redacted you, redacted you. Eat my redacted. Silently, like a commander killing the final enemy on the battlefield, the only other survivor other than himself, I closed down the post. Then I open another one. My memory of the pretty ladies is rather fuzzy, but I can remember them well enough to write down a guide for them. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, Guide to all the ladies. By a pro gamer. Only for real gamers. Fuck you, H8TRZZZ. Spotty black shimmery pink lady, she makes you see stuff das not there. Maybe a little potion. Fluffy yellow lady, strong poison prob kill you. A little paralyzed, but maybe only in brain. White death, don't eat this when you die. Rainbow lady, I dunno what this one does. But a goddess gave it to me. After a few more minutes of writing down the ladies I can remember, I put down the community tab. My best bet is to just not think about all of the haters. They don't get me, and they never will, and that's just how it is. Chapter 20 F2, Courting the Ladies. Top, status, community. 37 minutes and 37 seconds. Day 61. The fourth attempt will begin in 29:23:23:23. I raise my eyes from the clock. In front of me, a near-endless path overgrown with flowers of all sizes and colors stretches out. I'd better get to it then. Maybe I should call myself lucky that I was in such a state upon arriving here, because instead of already standing in a huge patch of ladies, there's a small bald spot where I've already eaten everything. I wonder if it's physically possible for me to eat every single lady here? The god of cowardice worries that he may lose a promising future apostle. Shut it. You are not part of this, so you better go away. I'll probably get negative effects just from touching these, so I might as well just go ahead and munch down. But since none of them show their effects or names in the form of boxes or windows, I'll just have to do it myself. One lady at a time, all the while writing down the effects as I go. Taking a long, measured breath, I sit down, crossing my legs as I do. Let's get started. Lady number 1, a light blue skirt with large, lacy plumes, her crown held by a body of silver. Taste, mellow, with hints of metal and copper. I then realized that this was because her coarse body tore up the inside of my mouth and left me bleeding. When swallowed, she did the same to my throat, so I have reason to believe her entire form was covered in small, imperceptible barbs. Status condition bleeding. Lady number 2, periwinkle buds crowded around a blank center of gold. Tasty, yummy. It left me hallucinating for several minutes on end, wherein I saw God and he laughed at me. In anger, I ate him too. Status condition, hallucination. Lady number 3, God. Shadowy form, salty taste. Made me puke. EW. Status condition, nausea. Lady number 662, yummy. Lady number 663, yummy. Lady number 664, yummy. Lady number 665, yummy. Lady number 666, yum dash. Call! Hang me on the on, Mr. Long-necked Duck, I am countrying a woman here. Call, call! Go away, rendezvous point. I told you that I am in no mood to dilly-dally. My readers are depending on me for this life-saving information. Prissy Kitty Princess, F2, EQ011. 11N1 Nenan and JJDJFJF. WNNN. Mem. Yai 29,292 188 188 188. Lady. Fnura RR Erulun. Nen. You've. Advance destroy F3 fellas, I? Think she's lost it. Cotton Eye Jeff, F4 RIP. Fran Beyond, F3, she made a good effort. RIP. How Y F6, RIP. They need me, my good fellow. Call. And like the melodramatic vulture man he is, he extends his beak across the table far more than is normally acceptable, and takes a peck at my face, removing my eye. How rude! As I've told you many times, Sir Archibald III, there is really no need for such vulgarity. We have plenty of appetizers. Lady 77 and Lady 320 are especially plentiful this season. Here, won't you try Lady 43? Grabbing hold of his slender, lady-killing neck, I shoved Lady 43 down his throat. Caw. Oh, and now you're rejecting her advances. How cruel a bird you are, Master Wingley. You are hurting her feelings. Vulture, LV.3, defeated. But much like the rest of his kind, he just starts foaming and flapping his wings like a lunatic, before dropping dead at the spot. How boorish. I should never have agreed to dine with these gents. Nevertheless. Would you like more tea, Mistress Lovethorn? Milk from my own veins, steeped in Lady 200. It's quite marvelous. She, much like her brusque brothers, attempts to refuse the tea, but I will not have any more of this circus act within my tea party, so I forced the yummy tea down her throat. Quack! Vulture, LV.2, defeated. The rest of my guests look a bit restless, but nonetheless I must restore their respite in this respectable restaurant. Resolutely. Caw. Oh, don't you sass me, woman! It would seem to me that the lot of you all have yet to respect me and my attempt to please the lot of you. It is very upsetting, and I have no choice but to bar you from this gathering. I hope that none of you will take this personally, as it is far from my intention. But I hope that, until next time, you will reflect upon your actions, well and truly. I greet them with the butter knife. Vulture, LV.5, defeated. Vulture, LV.3, defeated. Vulture, LV.4, defeated. Vulture, LV.2, defeated. Vulture, LV.2, defeated. Vulture, LV.5, defeated. Level up. You have reached level 8. Agility has increased by 3. Strength has increased by 2. Stamina has increased by 4. Magic power has increased by 1. Coma resistance has increased by 1. Internal damage resistance has increased by 1. Intermediate knife arts has increased by 2. Hallucination resistance has increased by 3. I hope to see you all next dash. You have learned. Hallucination protection LV.1. This is, weirdly enough, not the weirdest position I've woken up to. I'm surrounded by dead half-eaten vultures and not much else. In front of me, a few meters away, the flowers and the ravine continue. Behind me is a long stretch of bare ground. Not even a single leaf remains. So, in conclusion, I've been eating a lot, but I don't feel bloated. What a neat feature. Are ladies nutritious? I don't know. What was I doing again? Oh, yeah? Eating flowers. Better get back to it, I guess. I stretch my hand towards a flower but stall inches before its petals. No, if I touch this lady's stem it'll hurt. I need to eat the flower first, then wait a few minutes to grab the stem. How do I know that? Where is this? It's Lady 93. It's only common sense. Right, just standard common sense, of course. Quietly, a little speechless, I chomp down on the flower. And there, next to it, is Lady 6. She's very spicy, and will kill your organs one by one, starting with your spleen, so your best bet is to just remove your spleen before it spreads any further. It doesn't feel like this knowledge belongs to me. I can barely even recall gaining it. And yet, top status, community. 13 hours 50 minutes and 50 seconds. Day 68. The fourth attempt will begin in 22:10:10:10. It's been a full week. I can't remember much from it aside from the start, however, I can tell that I've been using this time in some mode or manner. I'm not sure how, but it wouldn't be exactly fair to say that it was a waste. I can remember eating. That's about it. If I look in the skills tab, I've gained a lot of new tolerances and even a fair number of resistances, though I only have 3 protections so far. Personally, I think that this is for the best. Mainly, though, I just feel a bit winded. When I look at the flowers ahead of me, I can kind of tell just what each of them will do to me if I eat it. There are a few unknowns left in my vision, though. I wonder for how long this ravine stretches on? It's supposed to end eventually, right? And, besides, I'm starting to feel a bit hot. I'm not sure when, but the temperature down here has risen sharply, and now it feels downright humid. And now that I'm actually looking at it, it seems I've gained a heat tolerance skill, though it isn't doing much. Well, enough about that. There's still plenty of ladies left to court, so I'd better get to it. End of chapter. If you enjoyed this story, please leave a like and comment to let me know you want more. Make sure to support the author by liking the official story page on Royal Road, link in the description.